Hope you're doing well. Hello. Alright, is the volume okay? Debatable. No, it is not. Alrighty, what are you connected to? It's a good question. Hello? There we go. Okay, I was like, hold on. It's not connected to the correct thing. But, good evening, everybody. Hi, Twitch. Hi, YouTube. Thanks for words are hard. Thanks for hanging out today. We are playing Love Spell, Chapter 8. We're gonna try to finish today. Keyword try. There is a massive heat wave here in my area, so if I end stream, it's because it's too damn hot. The AC is running right now, but, we'll see what happens. But yeah, no, we will get right into it. I hope everybody is well, so I'm doing the best I can. Alright, let's start, what was it, Enix chapters. We're only streaming like once this week because I have some stuff to do. AKA documenting more Love and Deep Space content for my own benefit. I did update on that. I have about 5 gigs of content saved for Zane, and I'm still not done. I don't know when I'll be done. Hopefully I will get more progress in later this week. I was like, oh yeah, no, I'll be done after the Memoria, and then someone goes, did you record the video calls and phone calls? And I'm like, no. I forgot about those, but yes, so there's a lot. Alrighty, so here we have Enix's story. We're here on chapter 8. So the goal is to get through episode 8, 9, 10, 11, and then the ends. We'll see though. We shall see. Depends on this weather, if it gets really toasty. The other day we were... Oh. Huh. Tower's a little warm, but I'll monitor that. Alrighty. I think we read through part of it, so I will skip ahead to where I think we were last time. Alrighty, so next morning... Oh yes, I remember this. Okay. They're having their moment. They slept together. He broke up with Isla, like, a week before all of this is happening. They forgot about the birthday cake. He gifted her a laptop and was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna pursue my dream, my real dream. I'm not gonna become a doctor. I'm not gonna do pre-med. So that's where we are in the story. They're having a moment. He's totally still in love with her and has been. Alright, he's staying for good. He's finishing up his undergrad back in Pastoria town. And now everybody's caught up. And they're about to do stuff on his table. I can't. This music is funny to me. Alrighty. This is where we left off. Okay. We spend the rest of the day as lovers would, hand in hand talking for hours, laughing together and dreaming about our new endeavors. We walk side by side through familiar streets and places we've been before hundreds of times, but they all feel so new as I hold his hand in mine. I look up at him and see him smiling, knowing he feels it too. A voice inside me says it's all still just a dream I'm having, but I don't bother listening anymore. I squeeze his hand as we walk together, knowing that what I'm living right now is truly real. Before long, the day comes to an end and we find ourselves on the way back home once again. The weekend's already almost over. Do you have any plans tonight? Not not really. I was just planning to order some takeout and maybe play some games or binge watch an anime, but that's about it. God, all my favorite words in the same sentence. Do you, mind some company? Are you sure? The series I was planning to watch is really cutesy. I can't recall magical girls ever being your thing. Wow, that's completely not true. In case you forgot, I own every single collector's box set of Pretty Idol Princess Pinku. Ah, yes, how could I forget your entire anime idol waifu arc of Princess Pinku? God, you're down so bad. I remember you had a whole figure shrine of her at one point. Which, by the way, I'm still mad at. Did you know that that special edition anniversary figure they released of her? Well, I got you that for Christmas and I went over, you already bought it! Do you know how much of a pain it was to return? Cersei. I need to tell you something. You need to promise you won't laugh or judge me. I won't judge you, but I'll definitely laugh. Forget it, never mind. I'm kidding, tell me! You can't keep things from me. Do you know why I always liked Princess Pinku so much? Cause you're a simp for 2D anime characters and especially idol waifus? No, well, I mean, yes, but that's not the main reason. Ever since I saw her for the very first time, I thought she looked exactly like you, okay? Enix! God, that's so cheesy. Cringe, even. You said you wouldn't judge and you judged! I'm never telling you anything ever again. Despite my face feeling like a tomato at his nerdy confession, I break out into a genuine smile as I hug his arm. Leaning my head on his shoulder, I look up at him and intertwine our fingers. I'm happy, you know. I'm so happy you've always thought of me so much. You've always meant the world to me, Cersei. So, should I cosplay her for you then? Princess Pinku, I mean. No, don't do that. Ever. Seriously, I'd die. I'm not joking. I'm totally gonna do it! Fine, then I'm gonna change your life. Ah! That was smooth! God damn it! Fine, then I'm gonna change your last name. Enix! Have you always been this much of a sap? Deal with it. You've got 2 past decades worth of that coming your way from now on. As we walk back towards the entrance of our apartment, I feel bold again, staring at his attractive profile. My heart pounds in my chest so hard I'm scared it might just stop altogether, but I'm just so happy. I stopped walking and took his arm back as he glances back at me with a curious gaze. Enix, can you kiss me again? Here? Well, I mean, yes, but the only problem is if I kiss you now, I really don't think I'll be able to stop. Oh, this sap! Despite this, he walks closer to me until there's no distance left. I swear to God, if you better not get interrupted. We're having a moment. We had a cute moment already. He smiles a small, almost bashful smile before his hands reach out to cup my face and slowly pull me down toward him. As his lips meet mine, it feels like it's the first time all over again. Suddenly, a loud, piercing scream quickly snaps us back into reality. Ah, too good to be true. I knew it. I whip my head around to see Isla walking forward, venom dripping from her tone and her eyes laced with pure rage. She suddenly throws her purse aside as she attempts to claw at me, but Enix intercepts. Isla, what the hell do you think you're doing? Seeing this, she viciously slaps Enix across the face. Enix remains calm and slowly looks over at her with a frown. Is this what you came here for? Just who the hell do you think you are, Enix Gray? I knew it. The second you tried to break up with me that night over the phone, I knew something was off. But I thought it was just the stress from school getting to you. So I got on the first flight back here, and what do I find? You fucking around with sloppy seconds over here. Isla, watch it. Isla ignores Enix and now has her full attention on me. She stalks toward me. Suddenly, a chilling laugh escapes her. Did you enjoy it, Cersei? You always liked my hand-me-downs, even when we were kids, right? That's because that's all a pathetic failure like you could ever afford. I grind my teeth and grab the hem of my dress, attempting not to let the anger in me boil over and make the situation worse. But I also can't help but grow tired of always hiding how I really feel. Say that again. Oh ho ho! Why, this is new. You're even talking back? Wow. Did being a homewrecker finally help you grow a spine? Well, I hated to break it to you, Cersei, but all you are and all you ever will be is second place. Enix inserts himself between me and Isla before we can continue. Isla, that's enough. If you want to talk with me, then leave Cersei out of it. Of course I'll leave her out of it, sweetheart. She has nothing to do with it all anyways. You're mine, and that's not changing, not even now. In fact, if I really think about it, I realize Cersei even did me a favor. Isla suddenly opens her purse and reaches in to grab several bills before throwing them at my face. Here, bitch. Thanks for keeping what's mine warm for me. You can go crawl into another taken man's bed now, you slut. Suddenly, I pick up one of the bills and plaster on a smile. I see Isla's expression momentarily falter when she realizes I'm not wearing the expression she expected me to have. I'm not the weak, crying, or cowardly little girl she once knew. You know, Isla, it's truly a shame for someone as rich and beautiful as you are. I grab both ends of the bill as I rip it in half. That all that money couldn't ever buy someone to really give a damn about you. Hi, Crimson! We're about to beat down Isla. As Isla lunges at me, Enix intercepts once again and ends up accidentally shoving her. She falls on the ground, and as she slowly looks up at Enix, the realization of the situation finally seems to begin to sink in. We're not over, Enix, not by a long shot. I know you're just stressed and needed an outlet while I was gone, and you choose that convenient thing. Jesus, girl. Honestly. Where's my popcorn for this? Enix sighs as he attempts to help Isla get up. Enix, you're too nice! Don't help her get up! She ruined all this! Like, come on! She was jealous that your attention was on empty this whole time. Like, come on. So this has been haunting me. If you don't take Enix's route, does he marry Isla and become a doctor and live miserably ever after? You know, Crimson, do you want to know? Do you actually want to know? We can do the bad ending to answer your question and see if it's correct. But yeah, no, honestly, if you pick any of the other routes, I think he does stay with Isla. If you pick any of the other routes, and he's unhappy. But like, that's my genuine thought. It's more if you pick a different love interest. Yeah, no, I think, yeah. Cause I played Jaime's, route. And there's a moment where you see Isla and Enix in Jaime's route. And like, there's a moment after their confrontation. No, I guess you can call it a confrontation. Where Enix looks back. I know, it's a heavy responsibility. This poor guy is like, I care about, he's like in that route because I played this route, right? To me, when I was playing Jaime's route, the idol route, and like, Enix looks back, hey look, it's very loaded. Because he's arguing with Jaime about like, you know, taking care of like MC. And I'm sitting here like, this poor guy, he's hiding behind the best friend thing, but it's like, boy. Like, it's clear as day. You're still in love with her. Poor Isla, but also Isla's getting what's coming to her because she fucked this all up. She manipulated the situation. But also, Enix is a dumbass. I love him, but he's a dumbass. Because he believed Isla, like, okay, you've been in love with your best friend for, like, years. Since your childhood, right? Like, wouldn't you want to hear, if your best friend that you're in love with, wouldn't you want to hear the answer from them, whether they're in love with you or not? Like, maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me being older and going, fuck you, Isla. I want to hear it from MC if I were Enix. But also, if we had that, we wouldn't have the freaking drama or the yearning, so I understand. So yeah, thank you for listening. I'm gonna go back to the story. Isla grabs his hand and props herself up before changing her tone and suddenly embracing him. Tears fall out of her eyes as she looks up at Enix with a pleading look as she wraps her arms tightly around him. I slowly ball my hands into fists as I glare daggers at her. I'll come back, darling. I just caught you at a bad time. As I'm talking and I have food in my mouth. I'm eating. She doesn't even get a proper, like, voice right now because I have my snacks right here. I'll come back later and we can meet for dinner and discuss it over wine like we always do. I love you, Enix. I'll come back later, okay? But I won't give up on you, not this easily. At this, she starts walking away in a frenzied, sobbing state. Soon walking turns into running as she approaches a busy intersection. Oh my fucking god. I need alcohol for that, but okay. I will not this time. Takes another. If you've read comics and you read manhwa or fanfiction, you know where this is going. Isekai is not the answer. We all know where this is going, and I feel like I have to say trigger warnings for, like, suicidal attempt and, you know, self-harm? Because she is walking towards a busy intersection. So just a heads up, she's being dramatic, and she's gonna throw herself into traffic, if I remember this correctly. Hey, wait, Isla! Watch where you're... Before Isla can look up, time seems to slow down around us. Even the honking car noises and yells of passerby seem to stop. I can feel myself gasp and place my hands over my mouth as Enix screams and runs. We can only watch as Isla's body collides and flips over a moving car before it lifelessly falls to the ground in a pool of blood. Jesus Christ. Isekai is not the answer. Chapter 9, A Future Without Me. I know, right? I watch as Enix paces around the hospital hallway with an extreme restlessness. He lets out another exasperated sigh as he mutters to himself. Come on, damn it! Enix, I know how you're feeling, but why don't you sit down for a bit? We need to try and stay calm as we can. Enix looks back at me and seems to ease up a bit once he sees my face. He grabs my hand and gives it a small squeeze before slowly taking a seat next to me. Yeah, you're right, I know, that was a more brutal consequence than what I was expecting. Yeah. I'm very uncomfortable that she did that. And honestly, like... Actually, no, let's talk about it. I'm extremely uncomfortable that she did that. Like, that is, like... very emotionally manipulative, you know? So, like, I would not want Enix to stay with Isla. Like, even if, like, he wasn't a love interest or anything, like, if, like, I was MC and I found out, like, my childhood best friend, like, like, partner, girlfriend, whatever, right? Did that to keep his attention? No. Absolutely not. Like, and I'd want them to, like, get out, because, like, that is, like, the worst sort of, like, manipulation, to be completely honest. Like, taking this out of fiction, I was just like, Yeah. I didn't read it as intentional. She said she had plans to come back later, and she was really caught up in her own drama when she walked. I don't... Maybe I'm just reading too. Maybe my interpretation is, like, completely, like, out there, because you are correct. Like, it probably wasn't intentional. But for me, I felt like it was, because, like, she had said other things, yeah. Yeah, like, if this was her plan, I expect a more I'll be sorry type, you'll be sorry type of, yeah. I don't know. Because, like, she's done stuff before, so I'm just like, So I'm also like, But that's just me. That is just me. But also, yeah, she is a queen manipulator. She is. That's why I'm just like, ow. I don't know. Alrighty. She's not lifeless, though. If she was, oh god, that new strain on the relationship, right? Just then, the door to the ER swings open. We watch as an unconscious Isla, covered in bruises and cuts, is brought out on a stretcher by two masked nurses. Enix immediately jumps up to the doctor, walking behind them, and I follow suit. Doctor, how is she? She lost a little blood in the accident. We need to act fast. Are you a friend of hers? Do you know if her family has been contacted? Her family's out of the country for the time being, but I can serve as her legal guardian for the time being. Okay. So... I know this only would work in fiction, but, like, in reality, no. They're not married or related by blood, so that definitely wouldn't work. But anyway. Yeah. You receive a text from Isla, it reads, I lived, bitch. Okay, but then why would they say lifeless? Why would they do that to us? To psych us out, Crimson! To psych us out between the chapters! I see. Please come with me, then. There's no time to lose. Enix turns to me hesitantly as the doctor and nurses go on ahead. Yeah, they generally don't let you just volunteer to be a legal guardian. Yeah. They generally don't. So we're gonna excuse that because fiction, but not how that works IRL. They're doing it for the plot. For the plot. Cersei, I need to go. Hurry. Thank you. I'll be back soon, okay? He nods back and I watch him run after the doctor through another set of doors. This is all right as the day after the full moon. Almost 2 hours later. The world itself feels as if it stands still as I blankly watch a clock in the room tick slowly. 2:58 a.m. 2:59 a.m. 3 a.m. Suddenly, I watch as Enix and the doctor emerge through a pair of doors, and I quickly run over to where they are. Doctor, how is she? Is she okay? The worst is over. She's stabilized now, but we'll keep monitoring her closely for the night. Mr. Gray, we'll need you to fill out some paperwork at the front desk before you leave. Although I must say, I'm quite impressed by the way you handled yourself in there. Are you some kind of nurse or medical student by perchance? Something like that. As Enix dodges more of the doctor's questions, I can't help but let out a huge sigh of relief at the news. The doctor soon leaves us with directions to the front desk before exiting through another set of doors. I turn to look at Enix and grab his hand in a comforting notion. He smiles a small, exhausted smile at me. They said she's going to be fine after a lot of rest. No major head traumas or any crazy surgeries needed. Her left arm is broken and she has a few cuts and bruises, but that's the worst of it. Oh, thank God. I was worried. I can barely feel my knees. A few moments of silence pass before Enix slowly lets go of me. Hey, listen, I'm gonna stay here with her, alright? At least until her family gets back in a few days' time. Of course, I completely understand. I'm sorry. Think you can head home on your own from here? Definitely, I'll start heading out now. It's pretty late. Yeah, take care and call me as soon as you get home, okay? As I gather my belongings and walk away, I see Enix force a half-hearted smile in my direction. I can only manage to get a few paces ahead before turning around. A dreadful feeling swirls in my stomach as I watch him walk away from me in the opposite direction. A few seconds later, a nurse approaches him with a clipboard. Excuse me, you're Mr. Gray, correct? The doctor sent me to find you. I'll need your signature on some of these papers, please. You're the patient's boyfriend, right? Enix, don't. Enix, don't. Enix, don't! I don't want to click this, guys! I don't want to proceed. I don't... Permission to... Yes, I am. I turn around and walk out of the hospital, attempting to swallow back the growing feeling of anxiety inside of me. I want to throw something at him. As I get to my apartment, I can barely make it past the front door without falling to the ground. Tears of pent-up stress, guilt, and anxiety finally fall out of my eyes as I stare into my dark apartment. Philia? No answer. I manage to wipe my tears and look around my apartment for any sign of my little penguin. All there's left is a small note next to an empty bag of cheese on my kitchen counter. Dear Master Cersei, first of all, I just want to say thank you. At first, I really thought you would be mean and scary because you always tried to get me arrested. But after I met you, I came to realize you have a truly beautiful heart. You might always be a little fraidy cat sometimes. But you always do the right thing, and I really admire that about you. I have to go now, but I want you to know that I'll always remember you. And I hope that you can always find the courage to be happy again. Just like you wish for Mr. Enix to be happy. Oh my God, I'm crying, guys. I'm crying. I'm crying trying to read Philia's message. I wish for you to be happy too. I think you really deserve it. Goodbye, Master Cersei. Thank you for everything, including the delicious cheesy snacks. And most importantly, thank you for being my friend. With love, Philia. Oh my God. Also my voice is tired, so it's not as high as normal. I'm crying now, Jesus. Hot tears spill out of my eyes as I read Philia's goodbye note over again. Oh my God, where's the Philia romance? There is a short story for her. We will get to that one. Oh, Philia, thank you for always believing in me. Even though I've run from a lot of things in my life, this time I definitely won't run anymore. Just give me a bit of time and I'll prove it to you, I promise. I can only recall the events of last night as I look up at the glowing moon outside. The very same moon that shone down on me yesterday, when circumstances were so very different. Only now it feels like a far-off dream. A quiet resolution burns in my heart as I know what I need to do next. Two weeks later, I take a deep breath as I stand behind a hospital room door, staring down nervously at a small bouquet of flowers in my hands. I can feel my nerves trying to tell me to run in the other direction, but I know in my heart this is something I must do. With a giant inhale, I open the door and walk in. Finally! You are the worst nurse ever, you know that? How long does it take for you to find some pudding? I mean, honestly... Good morning, Isla. Get out. I watch as Isla spits out the words with pure hatred as she bites down on her lip. I simply stare at her as I close the door behind me. Are you deaf now or something? I said, get out of here! Yell all you like, but I'm not leaving, not until we talk. I keep a strong tone as our eyes meet. Isla narrows her eyes at the bouquet in my hand, then turns around to face the window. I have nothing to say to you. Well, I do. I have plenty to say, starting with... Ooh. Do we tell her off or say I'm sorry? Ooh, what did I say last time? I do want to tell her off though. But honestly, I think all roads lead to Rome. I think regardless of what I pick, the conversation's gonna be directed the same way. Because I think it's gonna be like, okay, we get it off our chest, and then we actually get to the meat of the conversation. Yeah. I mean, she does deserve a telling off, but we did kind of steal her guy, and she is now in the hospital. This is correct. That's why I'm like, all roads go to the same destination. Like, I'm sorry you did get hurt. However, you did steal the man first. Knowing this backstory, though. But I don't know. Eat another snack. Fine, I'm too nice. I'm sorry. For what? Cheating on my boyfriend? Apology not accepted. Okay, you know what? You know what? Screw you! Is what I really want to say to her right now, but that might not be the best way to approach the situation. I take a deep breath and open my mouth. Okay. It all did lead to the same path. I'm sorry. For what? Cheating with my boyfriend? Apology not accepted. Now leave. For not being honest, Isla. For not telling you or Enix how I really felt all these years. As kids, as teenagers, and as adults. I watch Isla sigh as she turns to look outside again. I knew how you felt. About him, that is. I always knew. What? Ever since you were kids. We were kids. You only had eyes for him. And he only had eyes for you. Isla, if you knew, then why did you... Because you're not the only one who loves him, Cersei. At this, Isla finally turns to look at me. A prior expression of anger she once held is now replaced with a much more vulnerable one. You always had everything I ever wanted, and you never even noticed. Isla, how could you ever say something like that? You have everything I don't. Where do you get off acting like you had nothing? I never had him, Cersei. Never! No matter what I did, no matter how hard I worked or how beautiful I tried to become, it all meant nothing. Back then, I couldn't even get him to look at me the way he looked at you. But that's changing now. And what's that supposed to mean? It means things are different now, Cersei. We aren't kids anymore. We're in a different world, albeit a much crueler world. Isla stares me down and our eyes lock intensely for a few moments before she lets out a deep sigh and turns to look away again. It's a simple matter of fact at this point. If you really do love him, then you already know exactly why you need to let him go. My heart begins to pound as Isla speaks the words I've been trying to run from all this time. I shake my head in defiance and my tone raises. No, I can't do that, Isla. I did it once and I won't do it again. Not now, not ever. And what could you possibly do for him, huh? Cersei, you and I both grew up alongside that boy. That means you know as well as I do Enix is more than just talented. He's prodigious. He has the drive and ambition to become someone big in life, and I can help him get there. I can support him in ways you won't ever be able to, whether you admit to it or not. If I'm wrong, then tell me. Tell me, Cersei. What you could possibly do for him, for his future. Tears begin to well up in my eyes at the harshness and reality of Isla's words. I bite my lip hard enough to draw blood as I try to gather myself. However, Isla speaks up as she tears her gaze away from me. I wasn't the only one who thought medicine would suit him. His teachers, his advisors, even his parents, they all agreed with me. I wonder, did he ever tell you? Did he ever tell you about the countless scholarships and grants he was chosen for while in pre-med? Did he ever tell you that he was nominated for the most prestigious award at our university for a paper on combining medicine with virtual reality technology? One that landed him an invitation to Harvard, Cersei? Did he tell you that? I'm going to bet he didn't. It's for the very reason his family and brothers have always been so strict with him. Because they can see it, just like you and I always have. They see the shining diamond that he's capable of becoming. But Enix is scared. He's scared of embracing his own potential and his own future. However, regardless of that, that boy is a living genius with the makings to become a titan in his field. I don't have to tell you this when you were there, Cersei. You were there for all the award ceremonies, for all the standing ovations, and all the accolades that fell at his feet. He has the talent and the drive and the vision to save and better lives all over this world. A tear suddenly falls from Isla's eye as she angrily grips the covers of her bed. And you? You want to throw that all away for what? For a silly child's game? You can paint me as the villain all you want, Cersei, but I love Enix. I love him just as much as you do. But I care about him and his future. I feel Isla's words pierce right through me. Tears fall out of my eyes, but I don't bother wiping them. It almost kills me to admit, but deep down, I know she's right. If you really love him, then let him go, Cersei. Please. You're the only thing holding him back from becoming what he's truly meant to be. You're the only piece of the past that he's still clinging onto because he's too afraid to face the future. Don't you get that? Isla's words stab into me as a sword would straight through a heart. I shoot out of my seat, unable to stomach it anymore. Without a word, I grab my bag and run out the door, clutching my chest as my heart rips itself apart all over again. Later that night, Enix and I agreed to go out for dinner, and we decided to meet at a nearby restaurant we often frequented in high school. Yeah, that did not go as planned. Not at all, and honestly, I don't think the rest of the day is going to. I managed to put on a smile and conceal my swollen red eyes with layers and layers of makeup. Enix smiles at me as he looks up from the menu. You did great recommending this place. What a trip down memory lane, huh? Yeah, we used to come here all the time back then. I remember you'd always get scolded because the members of the baseball team were so loud. Yeah, this place sure brings back some good times. I really needed the pick-me-up like this. Enix reaches over the table and squeezes my hand, smiling at me appreciatively. Okay, I have issues with this, that he's doing that. After he was telling the doctor, yeah, I'm Isla's boyfriend. But, you know. That's a Enix thing to figure out. You always know just the thing to cheer me up, huh? I silently slide my hand out of Enix's grasp. Just when he notices and looks up, our waiter arrives. After we finish eating, we decide to visit the nearby park and enjoy the night air a bit. Enix suddenly reaches over to his bag and pulls out our notebook. He quickly opens it to a new page, now filled with sketches and ideas, and places it on my lap. Oh, by the way, I hope this isn't too out there, but I have some great ideas for the game when I was over at the hospital. I thought of this new mechanic that we could introduce and sketch out a few new character designs too. The inspiration just keeps hitting me, and I honestly couldn't wait to show you and... Enix. I silently grab the cover of the notebook and slowly close it. He watches me with a puzzled expression before I look up at him and muster a forced smile. Let's not do this anymore. What are you talking about? Not do what? Everything. Enix's expression grows serious as he puts the notebook aside and looks up with me with a worried expression. Hi, Peachy Pie! Welcome, Secten Spinner, hi! Hello! Good evening! Hello! Welcome, Revenant Josephine, hi! Welcome, good evening! If you're new here, hi, I'm Reisna. I'm a Snow Leopard VTuber. I play games like Final Fantasy XIV, Love and Deep Space. We're going through a time with Love and Deep Space, so forgive me if I'm, you know... There's a lot happening. And I play retro RPGs, such as Legend of the Gaia and Star Ocean 3 Till the End of Time. I'm currently playing the visual novel called Love Spell, Written in the Stars. Oh, I'm already following you? Oh! Well, welcome back! Welcome back! We're playing Love Spell Written in the Stars. We are playing Enix's route. We're on chapter 9? Question mark? Chapter 9? Chapter 10? We're having a moment. If you haven't played this before, long story short, Enix is the childhood friend love interest. And he had a dream with MC, so they wanted to create video games together when they were younger. But something happened. He was going to confess to MC, but then their third childhood friend intercepted it and was like, "She doesn't love you, but I do!" And it broke Enix apart. Like, it shattered his heart into a million pieces, and then he starts dating the other childhood friend, Isla, who's rich. She's got money, she's loaded. Her parents are paying for his pre-med schooling. Yeah. And, he comes back to their childhood town and links up with MC again. MC saved a grand witch who gifted her this magical notebook that whosever name she writes in the notebook falls in love with her until the next new moon. Full moon. So they were hanging out, he's in love with her, but like the thing is, after the full moon passed, the spell, quote unquote, wore off, but he's always been in love with her. But now Isla is back in the picture. He tried to break up with Isla. Like, Isla's the other childhood friend he ended up dating. So he tried to break up with her. Enix tried to break up with her. She wasn't having it. She comes back. There's a conflict in the previous chapter. She gets hit by a car because she ran off. So she was in the hospital. And so now Isla and MC were having a conversation, where it's like, hey, you have to Isla's telling MC, you have to let him go. He's going to be a great doctor. He's going to do great things. You're the only thing holding him back. He's hanging on to the piece of the past that is you. And you can't do that. But then it leads us to the question of, like, if he does continue, is he going to be happy is the question. Yeah, I was checking your VOD channel. You got sponsored to do an ad for the game. But wait, which game is it? Which game? And also Rebel Gamer High. Yeah, no, the drama is like a lot. But this game is like less than 20 bucks on Steam. I enjoy it a lot. Oh, Celestia Chain of Fate. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Celestia Chain of Fate. I need to finish that, but it was so funny because I was just like, dang. This is like my teenage like dream. Cause you know, almost every girly goes through a phase where I'm like, wow, do I want to like romance an angel or a demon? As a human, I consumed a lot of fan fiction. But yes, I need to go back to that game. There's actually a bunch of games that I've been meaning to go back to, and Celestia was one of them. I also need to go back to the circus one. Was it Genso Minaj? I need to go back to that one. But there's a lot of these games that I'm just like, wow, there's so many. I have so little time though. But I will go back to it. I hope you are enjoying it, and please tell me who you're romancing in Celestia. So let me know. But yeah, I hope my explanation of Enix's route is explained enough. There's like little nuances here, yeah. Oh, her brother, obviously. I'm kidding, Lilith. Who did I think I was gonna romance the prince. Because, like, I'm a snow leopard. He had a snow leopard print on his costumes, on his attire. So I was like, I need that. Give me. Thank you. I need that to keep me warm. If there is no Duke of the North, I will go for the prince. I will go for the royal. No ifs, ands, or buts. But normally, if in the cast of characters there is an icy Duke of the North with either blue eyes or red eyes, I'm there. Welcome. If you agree with that, you're welcome. You're welcome here. I mean, anybody is welcome here, as long as you have a good time. But now I need to lock in and try not to cry, because this is a second breakup scene, essentially, is what we're having here. Okay. Gotta lock in and do some of these voices. Keyword try. I believe in you, thank you. Hey. Look at me. What's going on? Where is this coming from? Is this because of Isla? Did you say anything to... No, Enix. I've been thinking about the future a lot. The future? Yeah, and I think I might have dug up too much of the past lately. With you. Maybe we should just pretend none of this ever happened. I watch as Enix stiffens, but his eyes narrow at me as he peers into my face, almost as if trying to see through my facade. Cersei, if this is a joke, I'm not laughing. Seriously, this isn't funny. How could you even say that? Enix, I'm not joking. I really think maybe we should keep our feelings for each other where they belong. In the past. I look down at my feet, hiding from his gaze because if I look at him any longer, I won't be able to continue my lie. I pick up the notebook and slowly open it as I look through its pages. You know, I heard about the award you won at your university for your medical paper. I thought it was amazing. I wondered why you didn't tell me. Enix looks up to see... I look up to see Enix is now the one who has broken eye contact as he stands up and tears his fingers through his hair. I look down again as tears well in my eyes. It's because you didn't want me to know, right? Because you wanted me to be the one person to tell you not to do it. But I can't do that anymore, Enix. I can't be the excuse you give to yourself to run away. At this, Enix turns around to face me, pain evident in his eyes, but also anger shining through. Look, let's be real clear about something here. You've been a lot of things to me in this life, Cersei. You have. But you've never, ever once been an excuse to me. Not for anything. I stand up slowly and hand him the notebook. He doesn't grab it, so I grab his hand and place it in his palm myself. You should study medicine. I think you'd be amazing at it. Is that so? So then you're telling me this means nothing to you? This dream? Our dream? Us? It doesn't mean anything to you anymore? He holds up the notebook to my face, but I don't meet his eyes. I can't. Look at me, Cersei. Look me in the eyes and tell me this means nothing to you. That is all just in the past. Tell me that all the things we've said and done was just us being caught in the moment again. I clench my hands as I try to forcibly keep my gaze down. But Enix gently reaches out to lift my chin and makes me look up. Cersei, please, I'm begging you. Don't do this. Don't leave me behind again. Please. I quickly look down again as I grab the hem of my dress, desperately fighting back the tears, but it's no use. I try to smile as I gather all the courage, strength, and love in my heart. But as I look up and meet his eyes, I break. His eyes carry a heartbroken, pleading look that rocks me at my core. Please don't look at me like that, Enix. Then just how am I supposed to look at the one thing I love most in this world when she's tearing me apart? I swallow back the tears as his words cut into me. Silence looms between us for several minutes, but I refuse to meet his gaze. After what feels like an eternity, he stands up. He doesn't face me as he looks up and shakes his head. He balls his hands into fists as he turns around and looks at me for a few moments before grabbing the notebook off the bench. If that's how you really feel about this, then that's all I need to hear. In a single movement, Enix walks over to a nearby trash can and stares at me as he throws the notebook in. I can feel my heart jump and every fiber of my being want to immediately go and get it out, but I fight the urge as he continues watching me. See you around, Cersei. I finally allow my tears to fall as I watch Enix's retreating figure. I look up at the same moon shining down on both of us and watch as the man I love more than anything leaves my life once again. I slowly close my eyes and think the words I wasn't able to say. I'm sorry. And I love you. What a way to like end this chapter though. Sorry, Peachy. You're lurking and I this is what you have to listen to while you're lurking. Sorry, what would Philia say? Philia would be like, Master Cersei, what are you doing? That's not what I meant when I said I wanted you to be happy. You're sad. Oh, I miss this little penguin. I miss our little friend, our little penguin. I know, see you around, which will be a lot because we live 10 feet apart. They live in the same apartment complex, right across from each other. That's closer than MC and Xavier in Love and Deep Space. Xavier lives on the floor above. Jesus Christ. Episode 10, Across Time and Space. Yeah, 2.5 more chapters. A few weeks later, Isla stares nervously at Enix's figure outside her door as he talks on the phone. As he finishes his call, she sits upright and cautiously leans forward. Well, what did they say? I'm back in. They opened up my application again. Oh, thank goodness, Enix. I'm so proud of you. You're going to be an amazing doctor, sweetie. I just know it. Believe me, this is all for the best. 2.5, I think. Maybe. I'm not sure. Enix doesn't bother responding. He just glances at his phone and sits down tiredly on a nearby chair. As he looks up, he can't help but stare at Isla's bandaged arm. How's the arm? Still hurts? A little, but it's much better than before. What a relief. I can finally get out of this dingy place soon. I see. That's good to hear. Silence fills the room as it has many times before. Isla shuffles in her seat and clears her throat before plastering on a bright smile. So, darling, everything worked out in the end for the both of us. After all the craziness of late, it's all back to normal again. Aren't you glad? Guess so. Isla swallows hard as she watches the man in front of her. He no longer even resembles the Enix she once knew, only a shadow, a husk of his former self. His eyes are devoid of life as he stares out her window, lost in a sea of his own thoughts. A few more silent minutes pass by before Isla drops her smile and lets out a deep sigh. If everything is fine, then why on earth do you look so damn miserable, Enix? Isla, please, drop it. I'm exhausted in more ways than one. It's because of her, right? Because of Cersei. At the mere mention of her name, Enix stands up, eyes darkening over like a forming storm. Isla, I said leave it. And if you won't, then I will. Enix turns to leave the room, but Enix turns to leave the room, but Isla calls out to him. She brings her knees up to her chest and clutches them tightly as tears begin to escape her. Please, wait! Don't go! Enix sighs, but he doesn't turn around from the door. I have to go finish packing. My ship leaves tonight. It's pity, right? Not love. You don't love me, Enix. You never have. You just pity me. I'm leaving now, Isla. Try to get some rest. I lied to you that day, okay? She finally said it! Enix tenses at the door, but remains silent and unmoving at Isla's outburst. After a few moments, he stares down at the door handle before grabbing and opening it, but Isla presses on. That day at the field, I knew you were finally going to tell her how you felt. So I did everything I could to stop you because I was afraid. I was afraid you'd never look at me again if you did. What? Isla, what are you talking about? I thought I could make you love me, okay? I thought if I gave you everything, you'd eventually love me one day, but even after I did, even after all this time, it's still her. Cersei's the only one in your heart, isn't she? That was a long time ago, Isla. Things are really different now. No, they're not. They're exactly the same. Don't you get it? She loves you, Enix. That stupid girl always has. I was wrong, Enix. I realize that now, and I'm sorry. I wanted you to love me so badly. I wanted you to look at me once the way you looked at her. Even to this day, after all these years, you still never have. Not once, not even for a single moment. But now I want you to be yourself again. You don't eat, you don't sleep, and no matter, it just looks like you're in so much pain all the time. I'm scared to even be near you because it feels like if someone were to just touch you, you would crumble into pieces. And I can't bear to see you like this anymore. Isla, thank you. I appreciate it beyond words. Everything you've done for me. Truly, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for caring so much about an idiot like me, despite all that's happened. But I think it's time that all of us move on and finally leave the past behind us. I think that's what I really need the most right now. And that's why I told you I'm leaving and I'm not coming back. Maybe not ever. And as for you, don't be so reckless from now on. Promise me that. No one, especially not someone like me, is worth you putting yourself in harm's way for. I'm going to head out now. Take care of yourself, okay? Enix, wait, please! Enix leaves the room, and all Isla can do is helplessly watch as the door shuts with a quiet thud. I know, Enix's brain is like, loading. I know. Hi, Specule. All she wanted was for Senpai to notice her. Yeah. Yeah. So when I was playing this route, I already had a feeling that Isla had something to do with the misunderstanding. Because usually, yeah, that's what happens. I'm gonna actually wait for the ad to roll through. So I'm gonna put the BRB screen and I'll wait for everybody to come back. So everybody, let me know when you're out of the ad. It says 3 minutes. Sometimes it's 3 minutes, sometimes it's 30 seconds, but roll call when we're all back. If anybody needs an explanation on what just happened with the dialogue, I will go through it. So BRB. Are we back? Are we back? I hope we're back. So is everybody here? Everybody accounted for? Alrighty. If everybody is accounted for, I will quickly recap what happened. So Isla confessed that she was the one who fucked everything over and was like, yeah, I knew you were going to confess and I knew she was in love with you, but you were a dumbass and did not realize. So I threw a wrench in your plans and said I was in love with you because I really wanted you to like look at me the way you look at her. But honestly, even after all this time, you never did. So Enix is like, well, shit's done now. I'm leaving and I'm not coming back. And he's like, he's like, I'm not dating either of you. I'm leaving. So, now, meanwhile, back at the ranch. She's deciding to go into game design. And hello, Professor Florian. I nod my head as I stare at my professor's confused face. In his hands holds my official major transfer application. I must say, it's surprising coming from someone who barely passed their first semester of college algebra. I know that my math grades aren't the best, but I'm prepared to do all I can to change that. Seriously, not to discourage you or anything of the sort, but you do understand that coding, among other core classes in this major, heavily relies on subjects that... His voice trails off as he drops his gaze down to my transcripts. That, to put bluntly, you don't seem to be very proficient in. And honestly, I don't know if this is the right field for you. I swallow as I look down at the dirty notebook and She dug for it! I clear my throat as I glance up and force a smile. Professor, what you're saying is true. My grades aren't the best, and I almost have nothing else to show for it. But I know more than anything, if I were to venture into this, I might fail horribly. But even so, despite knowing that, more than anything I've ever wanted, I really want to try. Go on. I take a deep breath as I grip Enix's notebook sitting in my lap. I hid and ran away from a lot of things in my life. A lot of the time, because I never thought I was good enough or deserving of them, but then I found something. I found a dream. An idea that makes me want to wake up every morning and try to accomplish it. Knowing I might fail, knowing that I might never make it come true, but despite knowing any of that, I truly want to try. I want to give it everything I possibly can. A few agonizing moments pass as I try to analyze my professor's poker face. Slowly, he shakes his head, and I look down, fearing the worst. About time. What? I must confess, I always thought you had talent, but you lacked direction. You never seemed to know where to go with your work, and felt like you just swayed in the wind wherever it took you. But a dream changes people. It roots them. It motivates them and tries to make them do things they'd never thought they were capable of. I know from experience. My heart lights up as I watch him sign my major request. And you know, they say if there's one thing in life you must always hold on to, it's the ability to dream. For it is said, if dreams die, life becomes like a broken-winged bird that can't fly. Professor, thank you so much. Truly. I'm looking forward to seeing how far you can take your dreams, Cersei, and I wish you the very best in all of your future endeavors. The best advice I could ever bestow upon you is really quite simple. Just don't give up. Where are we? Chapter 10? Wait, no. That's it. Oh, we are in chapter 10. Okay. Later that night, I gingerly gulp down another drink as I lean over the bar. I look around for any sign of the young bartender from before, but I don't see him at all. God, I was so nervous. I thought Professor Atlas would never sign off on that request. I still can't believe he did. But I'm really happy he did in the end. I glance at the notebook next to me. I open it and look through the familiar sketches and doodles. I'll make our dream come true, even if it takes my whole life. I'll definitely do it. I promise you that, Enix. Suddenly, I feel someone bump into me from behind as I stand up. Oh, I'm sorry. Why, hello again, dearie. It's you! Teehee. Why, yes, it is in fact me. Mind if I grab this seat? It's the Grand Witch that we saved! Without even letting me answer, the familiar old lady sits down. I watch as she puts down the same familiar bag with odd decorations on the counter. So, my child, what brings you here? Are you waiting for someone? A date, maybe? No, nothing like that. I'm here alone. My voice trails off, unsure of what approach to take as I fiddle with the ice in my glass. I momentarily meet the witch's eyes before looking down, yet I can't help but smile. Well, did you like my gift? It was absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much, Mrs. Oh, no need for any stuffy formalities. Agatha will do just fine, my dearest. Which you did, so you didn't understand the assignment. Agatha, right. Well, then, thank you so much, Agatha, for letting me experience something that I would never have the chance to otherwise. That old book is something special, Packs quite a punch if I say so myself. We talk together for what feels like hours as I tell Agatha all about my adventures with Enix. She watches me with warm eyes as I excitedly tell her all the mishap we went through, and how genuinely happy I was through it all. Goodness, it seems like you had quite an adventure, huh? Why, you even found something quite special at the end of it all. She motions to Enix's notebook next to me, and I smile, touching the cover. I nod gratefully as she chuckles and turns back to her drink. It sure is a darn shame they forget it all so soon, but oh well. I suppose you can't go around putting yourself in someone's heart forever. Believe me, it just never works out the way you think it will. I circle the ice in my glass as I lower my head sadly. Well, actually, he didn't forget anything at all. It just sort of didn't work out in the end. I'm afraid that tends to happen. Eh? I'm sorry, dearie. What was that you just said? You said he didn't forget? Yeah, I thought maybe Philia got the instructions wrong or something, but he definitely didn't forget anything after the full moon. Trust me. I heat up my cheeks as I remember the passionate night vividly. I look over at the witch as she stares at me with a blank expression. After a few moments, she throws her head back in laughter. She sips her drink. Oh, my dear, that's preposterous. I mean, absolutely incomprehensible. You must be mistaken. He most definitely did not remember anything after the clock hit midnight. What? Wait, no, he really did. He remembered everything. In fact, I'm not making this up. He remembered, you say? Young lady, you're saying that boy whose name you wrote in the book even after the night of the full moon, he didn't forget anything? You're absolutely certain of this? Yes, I'm positive. I know all of his memories were there even after the full moon. Upon hearing this, Agatha grabs a nearby bottle we had been pouring and chugs it straight. Me, maybe as an old lady one day. After a few moments, she places it down and her eyes begin to dart in all directions. Ah, shit. Agatha, slow down! Agatha, are you okay? Do you need do you need water or anything? Completely ignoring me, the witch grabs her bag and frantically begins looking through it, tossing strange-looking items into the air, and they are still at the bar. I watch in surprise as she immerses half of her body into the bag before she pulls out a small pocket book with a series of red strings coming out of it. She pulls out a magnifying glass as she starts skimming through the tiny lettered book. Dearie, what was the boy's full name? Enix Alfred Gray. Star sign? Pisces. Birthday? March 4th. Siblings? 2 older brothers. Childhood pet? A blue goldfish named Samus. Favorite food? Honey roasted salmon with garlic potato. Wait, why are you even asking me all this? She ignores my questions and turns a few more pages before she lines her fingers down one particular page. I curiously tried to peek over her shoulder before she hides the book. Tattooed mortals are strictly forbidden from seeing the contents of this book, dearie. I'd appreciate some privacy. Oh, I'm sorry. After she flips a few more pages, she stops on a page. As she mutters something, her eyes widen and seem to follow an invisible thread leaving the book. Samus? Well, technically Zero Suit Samus. Suddenly she follows the thread and looks down at my hand. A loud gasp escapes her as she grabs my hand and holds it to the light, looking at my ring finger. Oh, good heavens. Okay, I'm starting to get a little freaked out here, but can you tell me what's going on? Is there something on my hand? Am I cursed or something? Cersei, I need you to listen closely to what I'm about to say. This is no joking matter. As Agatha's sudden shift in tone, I can't help but stiffen up. She motions closer as she looks around the bar. Her voice becomes a whisper as she looks at me with a stern expression. I suppose at this point in time, this should come as no surprise. There are a lot of powerful magics that you don't know about reside in this world. I've seen things that can sink continents in mere seconds, and others that can reach the hearts of people around the globe. But there's one phenomenon in particular that is so powerful, so rare, that it could not ever be hoped to be controlled by any force. What is it? I believe you humans coined the term soulmates to describe it. Wait, what? Soulmates? I'm sorry, I don't think I'm following. Child, this is no jest. It is a force so powerful, so rare that it heeds no master, and no magic spell or the like could ever hope to control it. I've seen kings and paupers alike spend their whole lives looking for it, and it never shows itself. But you and that boy, Enix, you have it. But that's impossible. Enix was just under a spell, right? The feelings you told me you felt for that boy, none of these were influenced by that measly spell. That spell didn't make him love you, Cersei. It only heightened what was already in his heart. And yours. Are you saying that Enix and I are soulmates? Yes, that's perfect. That's precisely what I'm saying, my dear. Your fates are intertwined, and your hearts and souls have been connected far, far longer than you could ever recall. Why, it's even written here, right in the sacred book of... I mean, never mind. You didn't hear that last part, all right? What I'm trying to say is that without each other, neither of you will ever truly be happy or complete. You need to go and find this young man and tell him how you really feel, with all due haste. You must rectify which has gone wrong at once! It is my turn to grab the bottle and chug it straight. I look over at her with a nervous expression. You're not joking, right? I'm a witch, my child, not a jester. I assure you, I am most serious about this. Well, shit, man. What am I supposed to tell him now after all the horrible things I said? There's no need to fret, my dear. You should tell him everything your heart desires to. Trust me, you don't find like a man like that every millennia, and this one sounds like quite the keeper, too. But I don't think I have the heart to face him so soon. So incredibly much has happened between us in such short amount of time that even now fears and doubts and endless questions swarm my mind. What would he even say? What would he even think? I hurt him so bad, and I told him I loved him, then I threw him aside. Does he even feel the same about me after all that? However, Agatha only leans back into a chair, looking saddened. Her bar stool, I guess. Your own insecurities are leading you down a path you do not want to tread, my dear. Know this. Some things may be destined, but not all things are beyond change. I'm afraid that even destiny itself can be rewritten, and if you don't go now, you might not ever get the chance to again. The choice is yours to make, Cersei. You alone determine what reality you will live by the choices you have or lack, therefore, to make. But can you really live a life without him? Do you want to? My eyes dart from place to place as I try to process everything that was thrown at me. Adrenaline pumps through my veins as a fire ignites in my soul. I grab my bags and prepare to run out of the bar without looking back when a gentle hand suddenly stops me. The witch smiles, reaching into her pocket, and hands me a familiar-looking pen. Wait, my dear. Take this with you. Just in case you find yourself in need of a friend. Tears well up in my eyes as I break into a genuine smile and hug the old woman tightly. She lets out a tender chuckle as she rubs my back and smiles while pinching my cheek. You're destined for great things, Cersei. My dear Cersei, don't be afraid of the future or the past. Now go. Chase your destiny and never let it go. With Agatha's words ringing in my head and in my heart, I all but fly out of the bar. The witch slowly takes a seat back on her stool as she slowly glances at the small book next to her. She watches as a single piece of red thread becomes undone. I only hope you're not too late. I know. Soulmates, exactly! It's so lucky you haven't irrevocably broken up with him or anything. But no pressure. As I once was. Chapter 11, A New Dream. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, I think we can finish this today. I swing open the door to Isla's hospital room as droplets of sweat drip down my face. Isla looks up at me and slowly back at her bed. Isla, where is he? Finally made your decision, have you? Took you long enough, you dolt. I rush over to her bedside before grabbing her uninjured arm in mine. Isla, I love him with everything that I am, and I'm sorry, but I can't give him up again. No matter what it takes, I can make him happy. I will make him happy. I know you can. You're probably the only one who can. Then please tell me where he is. He isn't home? He isn't answering his phone? I need to see him now, Isla. There's so much I need to say to him, and I couldn't stop him, Cersei. What? He said he was leaving this town tonight and not ever coming back. Our university doesn't open again for another few months, so I have no clue where he could possibly be headed. But something tells me it's a very far away place. He wouldn't tell me no matter how many times I asked. What? No. When did he say this? That was hours ago now. He might still be at the harbor, but at this rate, you probably won't make it in time. Then at least I'll try, damn it! I turn on my heels to head out of the hospital room. Isla calls out. Cersei, wait, Look, I'm sorry for everything. I realize now just how wrong I've been this entire time. That no matter how much you love someone, no matter how much they mean to you, you can't force someone to be in someone's heart if you truly don't belong there in the first place. I understand that now. Painfully so. Sorry. If it wasn't for me, you and Enix would have... To think you always made fun of me for being the crybaby of the trio. Look at you now. You idiot! I'm being serious here! I know you are, Isla. But I want you to know that if none of this had happened, neither you, Enix, nor I would have grown from it. Yes, it caused a lot of pain and grief, but people grow from those experiences, Isla. You will too. If it wasn't due to all this, I would have never had the courage to face my feelings and face Enix again. You've changed a lot, haven't you? Yeah, I think so too. Although I'm not perfect and still full of mistakes, I like the person I'm becoming a lot more. I suppose part of that reason is thanks to you as well. So, thank you, Isla. Ugh! Shut up and just get going, you fool! You don't have time to waste here if you're gonna stop him, right? Then go! You're right. Bye for now. I'll come visit again soon, okay? As I head out the door once again, Isla calls after me again. And please, Cersei. Bring him the happiness I couldn't. I will. That's a promise. With that, I close the hospital door and head off. Back inside, Isla slowly looks towards the window and lets out a deep sigh. A few moments later, the door opens again and she quickly wipes her tears before whipping her head around. You absolute idiot! How could someone actually forget something after you did such an emotional moment and you just plain stupid? Oh. Isla immediately shuts up as she spots a stranger at her door. The young man smiles sheepishly as he bows his head. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. It seems I got the wrong room. Oh, I'm sorry too. I didn't mean to call a stranger an idiot. It's perfectly all right. I'll be taking my leave now. Have a good evening, miss. As the young man motions to close the door, he slowly turns to look at Isla's tear-stained face once more. Unless, would you by chance like someone to talk to? It seems it must be a little lonely being cooped up here in a room like this all by yourself. I can promise that I at least am a good listener. If you wouldn't mind the company. Alright, bartender guy, what are you doing? I run as fast as my legs can take me towards the town's harbor. As I near the ocean, I smell the breeze of the sea and watch the lights of all sorts of ships docked out. I see one particular ship that catches my attention for its immense size and foreign lettering. Suddenly, a voice suddenly booms from an overhead speaker. The SS Anne is now departing. Please stay clear of the rails and hold small children by the hand. Wait! No! As I attempt to run towards the boat's docking station, a security guard stops me. Please listen, I have to get on the ship. I'm sorry, miss. That ship has already set sail. You'll have to wait for the next one. My heart sinks as I can only watch as the gleaming ship slowly sails further and further on the moonlit waves. I shake my head before running off towards the harbor's main office. Just as an employee locks the office doors, I run to him, startling the short man. Excuse me, when does that boat come back? I'm sorry, ma'am. The SS Anne only sets in and out of port from here once a year. What? Once a year? But I need to get on that ship right now. Please, it's really important, and I'm very sorry, but once a ship of that size leaves, well, there's not much we can do. It's already headed out to the next continent over, and it'll be at sea for the next few months. The man wears a sympathetic expression as he finishes locking up the office doors. Oh. But first, on a scale from 1 to 10, how contagious would you say you were? Isla would probably just... she might say she's not contagious. It's just her arm. She's fine. I stare helplessly as he leaves, and the lights of the harbor begin to flicker and blink off, one by one. My mind swirls with all sorts of ludicrous thoughts on how I could possibly board that ship, but there's nothing realistic. Even if I wanted to, I don't have the money to afford airfare to a random country, and I can't just drop my studies like that either. Isla said Enix wasn't telling anyone where he's going. Maybe that means he himself doesn't know where he's headed. Where do I start looking? Where do I even find him? Somehow all the questions seem to make my heart ache. Eventually, the only light that shines is that of the moon as I watch the gleaming lights of the ship shrink into the ocean's nightscape. To have come this far, to have only realized so much, to have built up so much courage, only to be late by mere seconds. I walk towards a nearby dock. I can no longer hold back my tears. I clutch Enix's notebook closely to my chest as I let everything out in heaving sobs. Suddenly, I feel a gentle hand on my shoulder. My heart jumps as I quickly turn around, only to see the worried face of an elderly security guard. I'm terribly sorry, young lady, but the harbor's closed now. I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave the premises. As he notices tears falling from my eyes and the notebook I clutch to my chest, his expression softens. I'm really sorry, but could I have a few minutes alone? I really need it. The man scratches his head as he stares at my expression. He stands up, looks around before he whispers to me in a hush. I can tell you must be going through something rough, so I'll let you have a few more minutes. But after that, I'm afraid I'll have to come back and see you out. It's not safe for you to be out here all alone. Thank you, sir. Take it easy, kiddo. No reason a nice lady like yourself needs to look that sad. I'm sure everything will work out. I crack a small, wistful smile at the old man's attempt at sympathy as I watch him leave. As I turn back to face the ocean, a sense of desolation hits me when I can no longer make out the lights of Enix's ship. The strength in my legs leaves me as I slowly drop to the floor and close my eyes. The tears pouring out, seemingly without end. This is it. All seems hopeless and lost. Suddenly, I hear a voice from inside me call out, "This may very well be the end. But there is still one last choice for you to make. What will you do, Circe, in the depths of your darkest night, when everything you've ever wanted has escaped your grasp? Will you choose to keep chasing after your dreams, even to the ends of the earth, no matter the cost? Or will you let them go, accepting a future without them in your life?" The voice I went with that was like close to something I was trying to do for Philia. Oh my god. As he notices the notebook and your tears, his expression softens. "Oh, are you one of those, are you another one of those Otome protagonists?" "Yes, sir, we are." "The choice is yours, and you must make it now. Warning, the choice you make here will significantly impact the rest of the story. This is your story. Your fate is in your hands. Now tell me, what will you do? What should I do?" Oh. I know. Headline: Young lady hijacks a harbor helicopter to land on ocean-going vessel. Do you want to find out? Or do you want to... Honestly, I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry because, okay, because I played the route. This made me cry, and I immediately... Because I did the good ending first. And then I did the bad ending. And then when I did the bad ending, I cried. And so I went back to the good ending just to, like, as a palate cleanser. We're gonna chase after him. We're gonna do it. A quiet yet resolute fire ignites within my heart as I open my eyes and glance at the moon. I will take one good ending, please. No, this isn't the end. I won't give up here. Not now. I'll chase him to the moon and back if that's what it takes. And that's what it means to me. Enix, you are my dream, and I don't want a future that doesn't have you in it. Never again. No matter what, I'm going to find you and set this straight. And this time, I'll tell you the truth. I'll tell you just how much you really do mean to me. If not by boat, then by plane. I'll have to go back and ask Isla if she has any ideas where he could possibly have left to. Maybe together we can figure something out. I hear footsteps on the dock again as I stand up. I look out over to the sea one last time before I take a deep breath. I'm leaving now, sir. Thank you for letting me... And just where do you plan on going? My eyes widen as I turn around and see the face of the man I've been searching for this whole time. I can only stare at him for a few moments, trying to see if it's a hallucination at this point, caused by all the stress and emotions. As if understanding what I'm doing, Enix takes a few steps closer, his azure eyes shining with the moonlight in them. I look behind him and notice there's luggage on the floor not far from the dock. Enix, I got a job here as a security guard. Harbor's closed, you know. We should probably get out of here before we get arrested for trespassing or something. Enix? What are you doing here? I thought that... Leaving was originally my plan. Then the strangest thing happened. Right as I was about to get on the ship, one of the harbor employees handed me a penguin-shaped pizza. They said the person who sent it was on their way, but it was my choice whether to stay or go. I stayed behind because, well, I wanted to hear what you had to say. He looks at my tear-stained face before one of his fingers slowly comes up to my cheek to wipe one away. But I think I might already know. I know, Philia MVP! Philia! Philia and your penguin-shaped pizza! At this, I wrap my arms around him in the tightest embrace of my life. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. All those things I said were lies. I was terrified, Enix. I was scared of not being good enough for you, of not being able to make you truly happy or give you a future in which you were. I thought I didn't deserve you, but I realized I never even once tried to fight for you. I'm sorry. That makes two of us, Cersei. I guess we're still both just a pair of scared kids with lots of growing up to do, huh? Enix takes one of my hands in his before he takes a step back. He takes a deep breath before looking back up at me. That day in the field, I knew I should have gone to you. I should have told you everything, but in the end, I heard the one thing I didn't want to, and the fear ate me up alive. It stopped me right in my tracks. It's easily the biggest regret of my life. Me too, okay? I thought I could make it without you again. I thought if I went through it once, I thought I could do it again, but I don't want to. Not now, not ever. So please, please don't leave me again. Please stay. Making myself cry as I read this dialogue. Enix grabs my arm and pulls me into his chest. I wrap my arms around him as tears stream down my face. He gently kisses my forehead, before he grabs my chin, making me look up at him. I need you, Cersei. So damn much. I'm sorry it took me so long to realize that. These past few years without you were like living without the sun. I tried so hard to forget you, but it was pointless. Every day I wanted to call you. I wanted to hear your voice, to see your face. But I didn't think I had the right anymore. And honestly, I don't know if I still do. I still don't know if I do. Of course you do, you dummy! I love you, Enix, more than anything in this world. I want to be with you, and I want to have a future with you. One that we can make, together. No more lies, no more hiding or running away from what we truly feel. Just us and... I back away from him as I lift up the notebook. He widens his eyes before a small smile escapes him as he notices what I'm holding. And our dreams. Our happiness. Enix really likes the tilting up the chin move. He really does. I bet he's read a lot of fan fiction. I bet he writes fan fiction too. Cersei, thank you. Enix smiles as he grabs the notebook and pulls me into his arms. Where's the damn security guard? Hey, you find a move that works. And MC falls for it every time. I push away slightly to look up at him. He looks down at me with warmth and tenderness. Fanfic, that's his other notebook. You know, the one he keeps under lock and key. A small smile lights his face as his gaze drops down to my lips. We lean into each other. As we close our eyes when... Yeah! There it is! His lips meet mine. Yahoo! I have so many of these screenshots right now. And all over again, I fall in love with my best friend, my first love, and the one who has always been by my side. Ah! Security guard? Wow, they're really having a moment. I'm gonna miss Brooklyn. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Alright, lovebirds, come on, get out of here! As the elderly security guard from before yells at us, Enix and I look at each other and we can't help but burst out in laughter. Let's go home. Yeah. He takes my hand in his as we run off the dock together. With your luggage! Don't forget your luggage! I feel a breeze pass me by as I glance back at the ocean. The ship's completely gone from the horizon, but in its place a bright moon shines and illuminates the entire sea. I smile at the moon and look forward to stare at Enix's running back. As we run through the night together, I can only grin as I watch Enix shoots a sheepish laugh to the security guard shaking his head at us. Memories of us as children and teenagers in this exact scenario flood my mind. I glance down and smile as I see his hand tightly holding mine. Neither of us ever let go again. I know, don't forget the luggage and the pizza. I dry my hair with a towel as I step out of the bathroom. I glance up to see snacks, junk food, and pizza sprawled out everywhere amongst a mountain of games and old consoles. I laugh as I watch Enix press down rapidly on a controller, crying out at a game on the screen. Suddenly, a game over appears as he groans and hangs his head. Damn, I keep getting my ass handed to me by this new DLC boss. Disrespectfully, too. That's like the third time in a row. Suddenly, he turns around and beams a breathtaking smile. He extends another controller in his hand towards me. Come on, my player 2. I can't do this without you. Think you can help me clear this next level? I toss my towel aside and grab the controller from his hand. I sit down next to him and we smile at the start screen. Alright, but the loser has to go get a whole box of glazed midnight donuts after this. She wants glazed midnight donuts at 2 in the morning after a 3-hour gaming session. God, the woman of my literal dreams, bro. I heard that, you sap! Good, you were supposed to. You press down on a button and the 5-second timer appears on the screen. I quickly lean over and pull him into a quick kiss before the timer runs out. As we pull away, he shakes his head and laughs. Ready, set, game, start! They're so cute. Credits time! Can you actually believe, like, I sat... Oh my god. So cute! Oh, their cute little chibis are so cute! Aww. I think I spaced out when the song was playing, yeah. Professor, well, no... What? I want that. Ugh. I want that image. But yay! Oh, they're listing all of the supporters too. I barely recognize Enix Chibi without a hand on his neck. You're right. He didn't have the hand on his neck. You're so right. Epilogue time, and then it's game done. A few years later, a large audience cheers loudly as lights, music, and cameras flash through an entire arena. A well-dressed man in a suit walks on stage as the screen behind him shows a countdown animation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've all been waiting for. The nominated award winner for Game of the Year goes to... A thundering drum roll resounds throughout all throughout the arena. Cameramen moving platforms zoom in on the announcer as he opens a gold envelope. The crowd cheers grow louder as the announcer looks and grins. Ladies and gentlemen, the official nominated Game of the Year goes to the global indie smash hit Love Spell by Estrella Studios. Let's give a warm round of applause and welcome to the stage the two sole lead developers of Estrella Studios, Mr. Enix and Miss Cersei. Cersei, did we just... We won! Well-dressed developers and directors alike all rise from their seats as they clap towards the stage. With people behind us motion for us to get up as we hurriedly walk towards the stage. Music from our game plays in the background as videos showing gameplay are projected on each screen in the room. The announcer shakes our hands and hands us a platinum trophy in the shape of a controller. We look out at the crowd before us, spotting many guests in the audience in cosplay of our characters, wearing merchandise from all over, and cheering loudly from the stands. Enix looks at me and squeezes my hand as he grabs the mic. His eyes are teary with emotions. Everyone, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you so much for making our dream come true, for being part of our story and our journey. We hope you're ready for the next one. There's plenty more coming from us. Upon seeing his genuine reaction, the crowd goes wild. Everyone in the audience gives a standing ovation as cheering and applause are heard over the music. Enix is in near tears as he grabs the trophy in my hand and raises both into the air. I feel my emotions well up inside me as I take in the tons of fans beaming back at me. It's easily ingrained in my heart as one of the most beautiful memories of my life. Another one alongside Enix. And Love Spell, what a weird title for a video game. Yeah, totally weird title. As we walk out of the stage doors, a flood of paparazzi fans and cameramen hoard us as security attempts to fend them off. Mr. Gray, Miss Cersei, a quick question. What does it feel like winning one of the most prestigious industry awards for your first project and as a pair of indie developers? Mr. Enix, would you consider this moment to be the moment your dream finally came true? Enix stops as he eyes the last reporter in particular. He smiles as he looks over at me. Not at all. The moment my dream had come true was the day Cersei and I decided to pursue this together. Without her, none of this would have ever been possible. The crowd cheers and gushes as I feel an indescribable sense of pride being able to stand by the man next to me. Enix squeezes my hand as we continue to be escorted out. Miss Cersei, you've opened up a movement of inspiring countless female creators to pursue careers in a typically male-dominated industry. Can you tell us how you came to become a game developer? I'm afraid that's quite a long story, but I'd be happy to tell you another day. Please contact my agent. After much dodging, we're able to make it through and board the crystal elevator headed towards the VIP suites of the hotel. As we look down at the crystal glass wall, we see countless of fans in cosplays of our characters waving at us holding signs. I nudge Enix as we spot a familiar-looking boy and his mother cheering at us. We wave back excitedly. As we near the top floor, I look down again. My eyes widen as I see a familiar face in the back of the crowd. Oh, hi, Miss Agatha! As I beam her a warm smile, she smiles at me and waves before leaving through the hotel doors. Okay, when was the last time you saw paparazzi photos of an indie game? It's called TikTok fan cams. How did you become a game developer? Player character searching. Did you even play the game? I can't help but squeal in delight as we enter our VIP suite. I glance at the trophy again that's emblazoned with our names at the bottom, along with a few finishing touches for a story that brought out the magic in all of us. My attention is shifted as Enix wraps an arm around my waist and pulls me close. No! Give me your beautiful. Oh my god! Seriously? We smile and lovingly stare into each other's eyes for a few moments before his lips find mine. Seconds turn into minutes as our kisses grow more passionate. Suddenly, oh my god, he lifts me up and places me on the sofa with ease before climbing on top of him. Enix, already? Shouldn't we at least open a bottle first? Listen, I have my priorities straight and you're number one on that list. Okay, okay. This guy is so in love with her. Besides, honestly, I still feel like I'm dreaming. There's nothing else in this world I want more than to just experience this moment with you. My heart melts at his sincere words, and I opt to silence him by bringing his lips to meet my own. As he unbuttons his suit, his perfectly gelled back hair begins to fall onto his face. His eyes shine with more love and passion than I've ever seen before. I stifle a soft moan as he begins to drill kisses on my neck and jawline. Our hands find each other as our fingers intertwine. A few moments later, he looks at me with a playful smirk tugging at his lips as he reaches for my dress's zipper. I really did like that dress, but you don't need it anymore. Sir? Boy, what the? I silence him with yet another kiss, and we lose ourselves in the taste of the other. Suddenly, we abruptly jolt as we hear the doorbell to the room ring out from the front of the suite. Shouldn't we, get that? Nope, priorities. We decide to ignore it, but it continues incessantly. Enix growls as he gets off. Wait, they were on the sofa! Hold on a second. When did they get to the bed? I missed this. When did they... Hold on. Is this when I... Wait. Yeah, sofa. Unless it's a sofa bed. Yeah. Unbutton some of his shirts. He throws me a seductive look before smirking at my pouty, disheveled state. Princess! Give me a second, princess. Jesus Christ. As he leaves, a little pink penguin pops up from under the couch. Philia! Why were you hiding under the couch? Okay, hold on. Get back into the Philia headspace. Princess, huh? That's a new one. Philia, where the heck did you run off to? I haven't seen you at all since we got here. You haven't been causing trouble, have you? Trouble me never. Yo, but jokes aside, does this fancy schmancy place really not have any cheese snacks? Like, seriously, I searched it from top to bottom! A laugh escapes me as I pinch her small cheeks. She beams at me before waddling up to the sofa. On the sofa. Tell you what, I'll buy you a whole aisle of cheese snacks for you when we get home if you behave. And, if you leave the hotel room for tonight. Wait! A whole aisle? Really? That sounds great! Oh, you're the best, Master Cersei. I love you! I love you too, you little goofball. Now off with you! And don't go pranking any more hotel guests, okay? Behave yourself. Wee-hee! No promises! Philia, if we hadn't been interrupted, that would have been very awkward in about 16 seconds. It is true. Don't be hiding in the couch if they're on it, Philia. Thank you. I shake my head as I watch her fly off in a burst of sparkles. Just then, I heard footsteps approaching and turned to see Enix has returned. Can you believe they brought us another bottle of champagne? We'll be alcoholics by tomorrow at this rate. He quickly sets down the bottle and jumps onto the sofa as he pounces on top of me. He smiles and places his forehead on mine before leaning into me. Oh my fucking god! Now, where were we? Ah, yes, the R18 badge! Oh my god. This guy's a fucking nerd! I mean, we knew this! Oh my god. Enix, wait. There's something important I need to say first. He stops abruptly upon hearing his name and looks into my eyes. I look back with a warm and tender smile playing at my lips. My heart feels like it could burst with happiness as I look up at him and caress his cheek as he watches me. I love you. Enix looks down at me with the same tenderness and places a small kiss on my forehead before leaving one on my lips. And I love you, Cersei, with all that I am, and so much more. Let's see where our next dream takes us together, shall we? Yes, it's sure to be just as exciting. Our lips meet once again in a perfect kiss. The stars seem to shine brighter than ever as the bright full moon illuminates the whole sky. The cackling laugh is heard as a figure on a broom flies across the night sky. As I look towards the man I love, I can't help but smile, knowing the bond that we formed is a love that is destined, perhaps far before we even met. But no matter what the future may hold for us, we'll tackle it together as our hearts and souls shine as one. I know for a fact that the real adventure has only just begun. And we're done. That's Enix's route with a good ending. Yahoo! Thank you so much for purchasing and playing Love Spell, the Starlight update. Your support truly means the world to our small indie game development studio. It's all thanks to the wonderful people like you that we can continue creating magic, telling stories, and hopefully bringing a smile onto people's faces. We truly hope that Enix and the gang has brought a smile to your face. Remember to follow us on social media to stay up to date with the latest news and updates from Great Grutsky Studios. There's lots more fun on the way. I'm waiting for their DLC. Clap, 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 clap. Hi, Usami. I know. It's so cool that this is the only Enix ending. Yeah, this is totally the only Enix ending. Totally, 100%. The only... Spoilers. I will not explain the context for these. but I need to know Sergio's story. But yes, also Philia's story, probably something we'll do, because I enjoy this game. But thank you for sitting with me with this game. I really enjoy it. Like, how many hours have I actually logged onto this game now? Wow, 25 hours. So like I feel like this is a good entry point for anybody who's trying to get into like visual novels and like otome games, because like for the most part it's fairly simple. The plot is very it's kind of stuff you would expect for like if you've, you know, if you read particular like manga, manhwa, like all of the tropes. The usual tropes are here. Usual character archetypes for like this kind of game are here. So if anybody is trying to get into this genre of game, this is something I could recommend to people who are trying it out. And then slowly like ease their way into like some of the older games where like choices really do matter. The only choice that really like matters is the one at the end. Yeah, still it's nicely characterized and the dialogue is vivid. Yeah, it gives you that taste of it too, or it's just like I've never had a dull moment in this game. Like people would be like, oh, it's simple, but like sometimes simple games right now are good. Like sometimes like I will lose the plot. I'll be like, what is going on here, here, and here? So I really do like just how kind of straightforward it was. Yeah. Everyone looks a few years younger in this title screen. I think that was one of the updates, because I got the Starlight update, so I think there was a previous version where the CGs look different from what I was seeing on like Steam and I think Reddit too. Like they had updates, so there might have been some changes with the art style, but I like it. Yeah, they had several artists work on like the CGs and then the ending screens, the finished screens. Yeah, not every romance game needs like 2,000 years ago. The 18 great houses established the Carmeline Pact. Yeah, not everything needs like crazy backstory. Sometimes you just want like, okay, party A likes party B, but sometimes party C is the reason that they did not get together. Also, like, playing Enix's route, all of the funky, like, nerdy sound effects and video game references killed me. Like, having, what was it, the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, like, references when he was going to tutor her. I don't even go here for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but I was like, I know this meme. I know this. And then also just them at the convention. I was like, wow, this is very familiar. This is relevant to me. But yeah, no, I was telling friends like, oh, I was gonna PvP with them before stream, but I ran out of time. Because I haven't played 14 in like a couple weeks. I've been busy, but like I was gonna PvP with them and like, oh wait, no, I have to get ready for stream. And they're like, oh, what are you playing? And I was like, Love Spell, and then I linked it and we're like, yeah, we know who you romance Reisna. I was like, yep, it is fairly obvious, and that is okay. I am consistent, at least. But that is it for today. I appreciate you all. No, ad. No. We're ending stream. But that's it for today. I appreciate you all. Usami and Wild. I stopped the ad, right? I stopped it? Okay, cool. I think I did. Okay, cool. Okay. Let us see. Yeah. Okay, cool. Alrighty. I'm not gonna be streaming for the rest of the week because I'm still trying to log a bunch of Love and Deep Space content. So if you need to find me, here are my socials. Sorry, YouTube, I don't have this command up yet. But there I am. I should be back Monday-ish. I don't know if I will be streaming on this channel or if I will be guesting in a besties channel. That we're still working out the details for that because I might actually get called upon to read some Xenosaga content with Kieran sometime. Yeah. Thanks for streaming. Good luck on the preservation project. I know many will appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you. We have 5 gigabytes worth of Zane content logged already, and I'm still not done. I'm still not done, man. It's a lot. I'm just glad that I have it on my what was it? My external hard drive right now. And my external hard drive is like 4 terabytes? 5? Something? It's like 4 or something, yeah. So yes, we're gonna try to get as much of it done as possible this week. So I have less next week. Yeah, Kieran and Cersei reading Xenosaga. Yeah! I actually linked Kieran A Missing Year. Actually, I was gonna rewatch it actually. So A Missing Year and Ziggy's story, Jan Sauer's story, Pied Piper as well. So we're figuring out scheduling for that. So please look forward to it. If you all don't know of his channel, it is Atelier Kieran Young on Twitch. He's been playing Xenosaga. I was just like, he finished episode 2! He is like zooming through that game so fast. I'm so excited to hear him play episode 3. I am so excited. It makes me want to replay it actually. And I kind of just want to replay 2 so then I can see Kaden. 2 and 3. But we'll see. As I add to like the list of games that I'm like going through. But anyway, before I yap everybody's ears off, we're gonna go right out. Because if I don't, I will not. Go ahead and use these raid messages if you're coming with us. If not, that is totally okay. We are gonna go say hi to Leo. Leo is actually playing Tomodachi Life. So we're gonna say hello. Also because watching Leo play Tomodachi Life reminds me that I need to fix my island and I need to make particular characters. Sorry YouTube, you're not coming with us, but have a good night YouTube. Also Twitch, if you are, go ahead and use these raid messages. If not, take care of yourselves. You know, take your meds, eat your food, all the stuff. If you're gonna gotcha responsibly. Alrighty, have a good night everybody, or day, whatever time it is. I'll see you all next week. Bye!